Have you ever asked yourself, what would happen if I just stopped? Stopped trying to figure everything out. Stopped striving to be better, calmer, more spiritual. Stopped chasing the next insight, the next goal, even the next breath. In a world that never pauses, where even meditation becomes another thing to achieve, what if the most radical act is to do nothing? This isn't about giving up, it's about waking up. Waking up to the power of pausing. Not just as a rest, but as a return to awareness. Today, we'll explore why doing nothing, when done with intention, is not laziness, but spiritual strength. We'll dive into ancient Buddhist wisdom, the concept of noble silence, the subtle magic of non-doing, and the quiet space where transformation unfolds. So, if you're ready to stop chasing and start being, stay with me. 1. The world that never stops. Let's begin by looking at the world around us. Everything is speeding up. We measure life in likes, deadlines, goals, and checklists. Even our rest has become performative, tracked by apps, optimized by routines. Somewhere along the way, stillness became suspicious. We equate doing nothing with wasting time. We feel guilty when we rest. Even meditation has become a metric. How many days in a row? How many minutes logged? How focused was I? The modern world doesn't just resist silence, it's afraid of it. But silence is not empty. Pausing is not passive. These are the gateways to something deeper, something ancient, something that can't be measured, bought, or rushed. In Buddhism, this deeper space is called sati, mindfulness, or remembering to be aware. And at the heart of sati is the ability to stop. 2. The pause as a portal. When you pause, really pause, something happens. You begin to notice the breath, the body, the subtle feelings inside, the space between thoughts. Pausing becomes a portal, not to escape life, but to enter it fully. Buddha said, just as the great ocean has one taste, the taste of salt, so too does this teaching have one taste, the taste of liberation. Liberation doesn't require grand acts. It often begins with a simple pause, that space between reacting and responding, that breath before speaking, that moment of not knowing. It is in these tiny spaces, overlooked and undervalued, that the seeds of awakening are planted. You don't need to do anything, you only need to become present. In Mahayana Buddhism, this is echoed in the idea of emptiness, shunyata, the realization that everything is interdependent, ever-changing, and empty of a fixed self. And in that emptiness, there is freedom. To pause is to step into this space, to stop identifying with the urgency, to watch it, hold it, breathe with it. 3. The three silences. Let's talk about the 3 types of silence you can begin to cultivate. 1. Outer silence. This is the physical absence of noise and distraction. It means putting down your phone, turning off notifications, sitting in a quiet room, walking without headphones. Outer silence is the doorway. 2. Inner silence. This is the space between thoughts. Not the absence of thinking, but the non-attachment to thoughts, letting them rise and fall without chasing them. It's the practice of allowing your mind to slow down without force. watching your thoughts like clouds in the sky. 3. Heart silence. This is the most subtle silence, the quieting of emotional reactivity. It's a softening, a resting, a willingness to feel without needing to fix or explain. Each silence builds upon the last. Together, they create a space where wisdom can naturally emerge. In this space, the self begins to loosen. The story you tell about who you are, what you need, and what you fear begins to unravel, not because you forced it, but because you paused long enough to see it clearly. 4. Non-doing and Wu-Wei. In Taoism, there is a powerful concept called Wu-Wei, effortless action or non-doing. It doesn't mean doing nothing in a lazy way. It means aligning so deeply with the present moment that your actions arise spontaneously and harmoniously, like leaves falling in autumn or rivers flowing downhill. In Zen Buddhism, this is mirrored in the idea of shikantaza, just sitting. No goal, no technique, just pure presence. Non-doing isn't about withdrawing from life. It's about participating in life without clinging or pushing. When you embrace non-doing, you discover that awareness itself is enough. You don't have to fix everything. You don't have to earn peace. You simply return to what is, over and over, until you realize that what is already whole. 5. The karma of constant doing. Why is pausing so difficult? Because we're conditioned to believe our value comes from effort, from productivity, from usefulness. Even on the spiritual path, this becomes a trap. Am I meditating enough? Am I letting go correctly? Am I evolving fast enough? This is what I call progress anxiety. It's spiritual ego in disguise. It keeps us busy even while we think we're resting. But here's the truth. Karma is not just about what you do. It's about the intention behind your doing. When we're always doing, we're often reacting, acting from habit, from fear, from craving. Pausing breaks the chain. It creates a gap where we can choose a new response, a new intention, a new relationship to life. That gap is the beginning of freedom. 6. Practical ways to practice pausing. So how do we actually practice pausing? Here are some simple ways to begin. 1. The sacred breath. Pause for one conscious breath before any task, before replying to a message, before eating, before opening a door. This moment of presence realigns you with awareness. 2. Silent mornings. Dedicate the first 10 minutes of your day to silence. No phone, no speaking, just sitting with a cup of tea or watching the sky. 3. Technology Sabbaths. Take 1 hour each day or 1 day each week to be completely offline. Let your nervous system reset. Let your mind soften. 4. Mindful transitions. Notice the transitions in your day, from work to home, from sitting to standing, from speaking to silence. Use each as a cue to pause and breathe. 5. Do nothing. Set a timer for 5 to 10 minutes. Sit. Don't meditate. Don't plan. Don't solve. Just be. Watch what arises. Over time, these small pauses begin to expand. They become your natural state. you shift from doing to being. 7. What arises in the pause? When you truly pause, you may notice discomfort at first. Restlessness, boredom, a need to check, scroll, think. That's okay. What arises in the pause is not the problem, it's the practice. Everything that surfaces was already there. You're just seeing it clearly now. And in that clear seeing, without judgment, without analysis, something magical happens. You begin to trust life again. You begin to realize that you are not the noise. You are the space it moves through. And in that space, something timeless begins to shine through. 8. The deep rest of being. Beyond all striving, beyond all doing, there is a state of rest that is not sleep. It is called samatha, tranquility. It arises not through control, but through release. It is not the absence of thought, but the non-grasping of thought. It is spacious, open, alive. This deep rest is available to you right now. Not after you finish this video, not after you meditate more, learn more, do more, but right now. All you have to do is pause and be. You don't need to chase awakening. You don't need to force peace. You only need to pause. And in that pause, you may just find everything you've been looking for was already here, in this breath, in this stillness, right now. If this message touched something quiet within you, if it reminded you of a truth you already knew but had forgotten, then I invite you to carry this pause into the rest of your day. And if you feel someone else might need this gentle reminder too, please consider sharing this video with them. Your support helps more people discover these teachings. So, if you found value here, feel free to like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you won't miss the next time we pause together. Thank you for being here. Thank you for simply being.